Hey, sunshine! Welcome to Conversations with Celena, the podcast where we discover inspiration, motivation, and information to help you live your best life. I'm your host, Celena, aka Sunshine, and each week we'll dive into conversations with guests who share their testimonies, insights, and advice. We'll explore topics that uplift, encourage, and empower you to be the best version of yourself you can be. So tune in and let's have some fun while we explore all that life has to offer. Keep it smiling, sunshine, and let's go. Hey, sunshine! Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Celena. I mean, we have been knocking it out the ballpark. We are live at 11 a.m. and again at 7 p.m. So I am so thankful that we're able to come and share this platform with you, with people that are willing to be transparent, share their testimonies, share their businesses, their books, whatever it is that they have, that they are willing to share it with the Conversations with Celena community. So thank you all so much for your love and your support. Please make sure to share this video. I'll give you just a moment to share. That way you don't miss anything, because you don't want to miss it, but you definitely want to share it. So make sure you share it. It's going to be an amazing episode. I cannot wait to introduce to you tonight's guest. So I'm going to give y'all a minute. Go ahead on and share. I wish I had a little music. Let me see if I got a little music for y'all to share. I don't know what this is going to sound like, but I'm going to give you a little music. Okay, go ahead. You don't need a lot of time. I guess y'all say y'all don't know what to expect when y'all come over here with sunshine, but we're going to get on into tonight's episode. You are more than welcome to continue to share, tag people. You can tag them under the live. We're also live on Instagram and Facebook. If someone, that they don't have one or the other, we're live on Facebook, we're live on Instagram, and we're live on YouTube. So there's 3 platforms, and also Twitch, but that's like a gaming. But you never know, somebody might be over there, so we don't want to discriminate. Just make sure that you share, because this testimony is going to bless you. I can't wait to hear more about it. I've only got a little snippet of it, but we're going to get more tonight. I want to introduce to you my guest, who is a native of Camden, New Jersey. She is a dedicated mother of 4 daughters and a proud grandmother to 1 grandson. She is a college graduate from Rowan University, where she earned her bachelor's degree in human services in 2021. Additionally, she obtained her peer recovery specialist certification in 2015. With these credentials, she is equipped to support individuals facing mental health and substance abuse challenges. And I'm going to let her tell you the rest, because she is using what she has learned and what she has encountered and experienced to help others. She has a heart to serve others. So I want you all to welcome to the stage Miss Anika Pitts. Ooh, yes.
Hi, Miss Sunshine. How are you?
Hey, baby girl. I am wonderful.
It's so good to be here with you. I really enjoyed the prayer. I thank you for seeing my story and reaching out to me.
Yes.
Because it helps me to understand what my journey is about. All the challenges, the obstacles, the long suffering, they were not in vain. It was for me to tell my story, and survive, right? survive it all and be able to tell my story to inspire others. So, like, I'm excited about tonight. This is like my element. Anybody that knows me knows that I love to share, my story, because it inspires me, not only just the people, it inspires me to do more, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So, I just want to just, welcome God into my spirit and just ask Him to, you know, um, come in and allow His voice to be heard in our minds.
Amen.
So yeah, I am a little nervous. There's always a little jitters, before I begin to speak. But one thing I do know about myself that once I get started, it's hard to get me to stop.
Well,
Okay,
listen,
my
this,
spirit has a mind of its own, and what comes from the heart touches the heart, and that's one of the things that I love about my transparency because nobody can tell my story but me.
that's right.
Anything that I put out into the world, I'm okay with whatever you do with it, right? I have, endured it. I have experienced it. I have endured it. And I have gotten through it. And I got a story to tell, And one thing I understand is not everybody made it.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has the courage, or the willingness to talk about or share what God has done in their life.
Mm.
You have people who don't even believe in God. You have atheists and agnostic people, and I'm glad that I believe in a power that's greater than me, that's loving and caring, because if I didn't believe in God or some being greater than myself, I would be screwed because I would only have really my flesh to rely on. I was introduced to Christianity at a young age. My godmother, she was very religious. Um, and I would go to her house in the summertime up there in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and spend time with her. And she didn't have any children. So it was just me, her goddaughter. We even share the same birthday. I don't know how that happened, but she, loved on me, nurtured me and introduced me to Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I'm grateful for that experience because when I look at all my challenges and, my life term experiences, if I didn't have that belief, you know, um, I would not be where I am today because I wouldn't have anything to
Hold
rely
on to
on.
and rely. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have anything above me that's loving and caring to inspire me to do better, or it's just to tap into, I remember when, and I'm just going to give this little snippet. I remember when my daughter passed away. I had a daughter who would have been 31 years old. She passed away at 16 years old. Um, and she died in a fight. Okay. Her and this young lady were fighting. And let me just say, the young lady kept coming for my daughter, okay, over a boy. And it resulted in my daughter's death. And I'm telling you, at the time, I was in full blown crack addiction mode. Okay, if you look at me today, you'll be like, "What?" Yes, I had become a full blown crack addict. I didn't know how I got there. I didn't understand like um, why I couldn't stop. I knew my heart wanted to stop. I knew my spirit wanted to stop, but I couldn't. I tried, even the hurt in my children's eyes wasn't enough for me to stop. So anyway, 9/11, 2010, my daughter gets into this fight with the girl and she takes her life. And I remember indulging in crack cocaine the night before, and I was coming down off the high. I was coming down off the high earlier that day. And, at that time, because of my addiction, I wasn't able to care for my children. So a family member, was caring for all three of my girls. And I looked at that as God, helping me do what I can't do for myself. I'm gonna keep the girls together, the family member, will care for them and do what you can do right now. Okay, cool. So I start my journey to substance abuse treatment centers and I can't stay clean. Okay. I know that something is wrong with me, but again, I don't know. What is this force? What is this force that is so powerful that I lose my apartment for $37 a month? I owed the courts $287. Okay. I couldn't get it together. Okay. I got to sign my children over. Okay. And my mental health is not good. Okay. And I'm in active addiction. Okay. Mental health and addiction is a bad combination.
Mhm.
Okay. At this point, I still don't know what's wrong with me. I just know that I have this beautiful spirit on the inside of me that's going to carry me through this because despite my challenge with addiction, I knew that God was going to bring me out. I just didn't know when and how,
Mhm.
right? And so I'm in and out of these treatment centers, and forgive me if I'm skipping all over the place, but I'm just like visualizing this stuff. And
We tracking. Keep
yeah,
going.
okay. And so I'm in and out of these treatment centers. I'm leaving before the program is finished. I'm being kicked out because my attitude is terrible. Or I want to get high. I'm leaving like in the middle of the night. I'm like ready to tear the place up if y'all don't give me my money. It's time for me to go. And so here I go disappointing myself again. Here I go disappointing my children again. And I just couldn't get it together. So I do this 14 times. Okay. I do this 14 times I'm in and out of treatment. Incarcerated maybe 3 times. Okay. As a result, I couldn't pay child support. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. So on September 11th, 2010, I decide to go to a family member's house and, I'm hanging out with my family and maybe about 11 to 12 o'clock that evening, 11, 12, about 11:30 possibly. We get a call stating that my daughter was in a fight. And so I'm not thinking that it's extreme. Now, and I told you I was coming down off the high prior, from getting high the prior day. And so I don't even smoke cigarettes today, praise God. But I never forget it. I just lit a cigarette. I'm sitting there, I'm chilling. It's a nice summer night. We listening to the music, and next thing you know, we get the call, and I'm like, okay, my daughter then ran her mouth too much, and something happened, and they said she was stabbed. They said that she was stabbed in her head.
Mm.
And I know what kind of child I have. I'm like, stabbed. But I know that her and this young lady had been going through it prior to the stabbing. This young lady obviously had mental health issues. Yup, and I'm gonna say it because I'm gonna talk about mine because I don't know who's gonna watch this. But this is my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, and it's just the bottom line because I'm trying to learn how to forgive, but I'm not going to be quiet because somebody might see it and say I don't care at this point. So the bottom line is, this young lady basically was bullying my daughter. Okay,
And she was pregnant, right?
the girl was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
not
Right,
my
right.
baby.
The
Thank
girl.
God.
Mm-hmm. The girl was
Well,
pregnant.
obviously, she has some mental health issues, and y'all gotta excuse me because you'll see me start to become more passionate and a little more excited when I talk about this. Okay, because at the end of the day, that was my daughter, and my daughter passed away from something so senseless. It was senseless, no remorse, no nothing, and it still upsets me sometimes. But I've come a long way with it. But anyway, I remember going to a 12-step meeting and we come back home and there's a rock thrown through the window with a note on it, threatening my daughter. Okay. My significant other at the time took my daughter to court to press charges on a girl. I'm not available because I'm too busy getting high. I'm not available to myself. I'm not available to nobody. So I couldn't really support my daughter the way that I really would have liked of, you know, the way I would have liked to, like how I am now. I really wish that I was in the state that I was now, but I wasn't because I wasn't supposed to be. Thank you, Spirit. I wasn't supposed to be. Okay. And so the reason I say that is because then I wouldn't have a story to tell y'all how I came out. But anyway, so the rocket thrown through the window. My significant other takes my daughter to court. Press charges. The girl never shows up to court. No consequences. Camden prosecutor's office, the legal system sucks. Okay? Because she should have had a warrant for her arrest. Okay. Another incident is where she was called to the boyfriend's house by his family member. I'm not going to say who it was because they're not here to defend themselves. By their family member and called the young lady that took my daughter's life and told her my daughter was at her house. They were in the basement. The boy and my daughter was in the basement, and she comes to the house and start fighting on my daughter.
So
Rip.
are they in a relationship, the guy and the
Yes, he was
other girl?
telling them, yes, sunshine. He was telling them both different stuff. You know how these guys are.
I know.
Playing both sides of the fence. That's why my baby lost her life. By someone who was insane and who obviously needed a lot of help.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was out using the night before and I come in real late and my daughter calls me. I just got myself together and laid down. And let me say this, even on those substance abuse runs, right? When I would come in for the night, I would hit my knees. Because despite my addiction, I still knew who God was. I just didn't have a working relationship with him because somewhere down the line, I just didn't trust. I didn't trust the way that I would have liked to because so many things had happened to me, traumatic. And it was like, God, where were you? Okay, that's a whole nother thing. We'll get there. And so she comes down to the basement and she's fighting my daughter, pull globs of hair out of her hair and all this stuff. And my daughter calls me that morning. I just got off of my knees, got in the bed, and tried to go to sleep. Because when you get high off of cocaine, for me, it was hard. It would be hard to go to sleep unless I took something. But eventually, I would fall asleep. Soon as I get to sleep, my daughter calls me. Mom, I was in a fight. What happened? Because she's not living with me at this time. She's living with my significant other. We had separate apartments, but we lived in the same complex. And she's like, so and so, and I won't say her name because she's not here to defend herself. So and so and I got into a fight. She came over to the house and this and that happened. So I'm livid at this point. Okay. I'm in turbo mode. She did what? You know, um, And so,
Is she still in jail?
no, she's out. She's out of prison. Again, Camden prosecutor office sucks. Legal system just sucks. And so, and not everybody in it, because I got a real special person who's a cop, and I love her so much. Just in case she's watching, I ain't talking about you, girl. You know who you are. He's
But
actually
but
he's actually a sergeant. But listen, yeah, it's mind-boggling, right? They gave her 13 years, okay? 13, okay? Manslaughter held a 15-year max. Aggravated manslaughter max. They gave her a crime of passion. First of all, she had a baby in her belly. Why you not home? Why you not home with your two little children and your baby in your belly? He's that important? You got to be kidding me. And the bottom line is, this young lady obviously didn't have any guidance ever, because from what I'm hearing, she was in and out of foster care. So I can only imagine. So I
yeah.
got to take that into context when I'm, it helped me get rid of my anger.
Mm-hmm.
Because God had to deal with me with the anger and the rage. Well, how do I let this go? Because I was allowing her to rent a whole lot of space and power in my mind and in my heart and my
Right.
spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, she don't deserve that. She don't deserve that. Now God is her judge, not me. So God saw fit for this young lady to uh 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 come home from prison when she did, and serve that little bit of time for stabbing a child. My kid was 16, you were 19, you're grown. Stabbing my baby 9 times.
Nine
Stabbed her
times.
stabbed her so bad she couldn't even donate her organs. What my baby do to you so bad that you had to do that? Come on now. Come on now.
My God.
And so my kid, she calls me, and like I said, I'm like livid. And so September 10th, just to speed it up, September 11th, we get the call and they tell us that she was stabbed in the head. And somebody had her phone. Okay. And I'm calling my significant other and he's not answering. So she had went to a party, little house party, like the teenagers do. We all went to them. I loved house parties, but we wasn't trying to be killing people and stuff, and apparently this young lady got a phone call, and someone told her that my daughter was at the party with this gentleman. And she left her children, got a ride to the party, and got into an argument with my daughter. And I'm not going to get into details, but she took my daughter's life for something so senseless. I get to the hospital. I'm panicking. I'm feeling numb because, again, I was, smoking the crack cocaine the night before. Um, so I'm really not feeling, uh, I'm not really able to internalize, the depth of really what's going on. And so I get to the hospital and I'm asking, did they bring a young lady here? And everybody's looking at me like they saw a ghost. And they say, yes, she's in the back. And so I get to the back and I see the nurse. She does this gesture to me. And I walk to the room and my daughter was just laying there like in a daze. It looked like, it reminded me of when someone gets hit really, 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 really hard and they just have that dazed look. But what I was seeing was my child in a deceased state. And I remember her eyes just being halfway open. I'm seeing the tubes coming out of her mouth. I'm seeing blood and stuff everywhere. You can tell they tried everything to resuscitate her. Um, and I remember looking at her And my spirit said, you ran out of time. And what I'm referring to with the running out of time is all the rehabs I had been in, I had attended, and I could not get it together. Because of the disease of addiction. I didn't know that I had a disease. I just thought that I possibly failed morally or something. I knew that it was a problem and I knew that God was going to fix it, but I didn't know when. I didn't know how. But my faith was still strong, even in that dark place, and I get to see her and I'm just looking. You would think I would scream or my spirit was just like so calm. And I said, wow, I ran out of time. And my spirit said, real nice and calm, I'll never forget it. This is going to be the thing that God uses for his glory. It's time. And I said, wow, I'm done. It's over. And I remember the nurse saying to me, I'm sorry, Miss Pitts, we did all we could. And I'm saying to myself, I'm really about to bury my daughter. I felt so humiliated because I couldn't get it right for myself or this kid that needed me. And so I knew that I couldn't bring her back. So what do I do next? And I remember the days leading up to, her home going and everything. I remember sitting on my sofa and just thinking about suicide. I thought about how easy suicide would be. But because of my faith, I knew that that would be unacceptable. And so what that said to my spirit was, we're going to fight. This is the thing that is going to change your life. Unfortunately, you paid a high cost, but you will not stay here. And I remember having a conversation with God, and it's like, go back to treatment. And I'm like, if it didn't work the 14 times, how's it going to work now? And I just felt in my heart like, man, God is not going to allow something like this to happen and just leave you out in the cold. You got to hit the ground running with this. This is the thing. This is the thing. You've been wanting to stop. You've been wanting to get your life back. This is the thing. It was like she was the sacrifice. It was like she was the lamb. She was the offering. And my discernment told me that. And nobody can tell me different. Nobody can convince me different. Because when I tell you, as a result of my daughter transitioning, my life has been amazing. I have not turned back. I got 14 years of recovery as a result of my daughter transitioning, and hearing my call in the dark. Because, see, God can see in the dark, and if I'm quiet enough, I can hear. And so in that darkness, I was able to pick up on his voice, right? And the voice was loud enough to muzzle the suicidal thinking. I heard my God. And he said, you go to treatment. If you go to treatment
One more time.
just one more time, your life is going to be beyond your comprehension.
And they didn't even believe you at the clinic.
Say that again?
I said, and they didn't even believe you at the clinic.
What clinic?
You said when you went back that last time, they didn't want to accept you. They didn't believe that you was ready.
So I go back. So after I think about the suicide and everything, my mind is made up. I said, okay, this is it. I go down to the substance abuse initiative program. Child, I had exhausted all the funds. Honey, I said, listen, I just lost my daughter and I need some help or I ain't going to make it. And they say, we understand that you lost your daughter, but honey,
You done been here 14 times. One of four. There is no more funds in the pit spot.
yes, I was not taking no for an answer because I knew God said that if I go back
One more time.
one more time,
Mm-hmm.
and so they said, we tell you what, if you give us 6 months to a year, we can help you. And at this time, my spirit ain't calm like it is now. I'm like, 6 months to a year. Oh my God, that's a long time. I'll give y'all 6 months. Look, like they owe me something. I give you 6 months. That's all I can do. I can't do no more than that. And so they allowed me. They said I have to go inpatient. I said, oh boy. And I said, well, Nika, at least you'll be safe. I did not have support from my family while I was in treatment, only my mother and a girlfriend and my significant other. I would talk to my godmom periodically, and I was like baffled. I'm like, wow, where is everybody? Like, they don't know I just lost my child. I don't know if I wanted people to feel sorry for me, sympathy for me. I wanted people to feel sympathetic, empathetic. I wanted to be let off the hook for a minute. I could feel the judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel that I was just not worthy to even grieve.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was
So you feel
mistreated.
like they're holding your past of your
Yeah. I
so
just knew that when I attended this child's funeral, that people would let me off the hook. If looks and vibes could cut like a knife, I would have been sliced in half. And
mm.
I'm like, where's the love? Where's the compassion? And I'm not gonna say it was everybody, but during that time I was not treated fairly.
Now, how
And
many
I was
years did
older.
you have the substance abuse?
Say that again.
How many years did you have the
So
substance abuse?
I started smoke. Well, I started with marijuana about 16, 17 years old. Um, and the cigarettes, because my mind told me if I do that, I'm grown, child. Okay.
Grown don't
Um,
look as good as it did when we were young. It don't look good.
yeah, yeah. And then the crack cocaine, experiment came about in 1996. Yeah. So anyhow, he said one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they say 6 months. Okay, they get me into treatment. And I'm mean, I'm evil, I don't want to talk to nobody, I'm guarded. I mean, steam coming out my ears, I'm broken, I'm damaged, I'm bruised. And I remember the counselor coming to me and saying, hey, my name is so and so. Would you like to talk? I said, no, get away from me. Because I'm mad at the world. Do you know that? I'm mad at the world. I just buried my daughter. I don't want to talk to anybody. And these girls better stay away from me. Like, my attitude is just. But that was the exterior. Under all of that was a little girl,
Yep.
broken,
Yes.
damaged,
Mm-hmm.
experienced so much trauma,
Absolutely.
who had lost her way,
Mm-hmm.
but she was still holding on to the hand of God and his unchanging hand. And I was screaming out for help. I knew that my attitude was terrible, but please don't kick me out. Please work with me and help me peel this onion
Mm-hmm. One layer at a time.
one layer at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am soft as cotton. I am loving, I am caring. This is what life has done to me. Domestic violence survivor, sexual assault survivor,
Yep.
gang rape,
Oof.
broken home, murder of a child, active addiction, prostitution, being bullied as a child, feeling like I never fit in,
Mm-hmm.
wanting to be somebody other than myself, always wanting to be somebody other than myself, not having the ability to accept me for me because I had people such as my mother, other children who say, hey, you're black and you're ugly. Nobody, you don't fit in. And so I found myself settling a lot because I bought into that,
Mm.
especially if my mother says I'm ugly just like that. MFer, you know who that MFer is when she get pissed off. That MFer is my father, who I look just alike. We look just alike. And so when a mother, or put it this way, an adult or a parent tells a child that at a young age, be careful what you say to your children. You are planting seeds.
Absolutely.
Okay, I wasn't the little girl that was put in the mirror and say, hey, hi, Anika, tell yourself you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that beautiful black skin. Look how beautiful you are.
Mm-hmm.
It was like black bitch, get down here.
Mm.
You ugly like that, mother.
Wow.
And then to go to school and be teased because of my dark skin. Oh, 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 get away from me. And so I was damaged. I was damaged really young. The seed
Mm-hmm.
that the enemy had planted. But see, eventually, over time, his seed will be killed off because in time, God would bring me out and allow me to see me for who I really am and who He created. He told me in treatment, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. I remember going to a Christian substance treatment center, and she made me write that scripture, I think like 50 times. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are, what would it say? Something about, I knew you when you were in your mother's womb. And that scripture, I could visually see him knitting me
Mm-hmm.
and my mother. So everything that I didn't like about myself, it was like a slap in the face to him because he said, we're talking about God, said that I was fearfully and wonderfully made. But I didn't believe it.
But you do now.
I'm working on it. I feel like I'm a beautiful sister.
That's right. Because you are.
Okay. I have learned now that, you know, the most beauty comes from within.
Within.
I thought that I had to have a certain kind of face.
Nope.
I needed some pretty toes, and I needed a big booty, and I needed a flat voice, and I needed the pretty hair, and
Mm.
I needed this, and I needed that to feel beautiful. I'm never going to look like nobody else. Even if I had thousands of dollars, I'm not going to do anything to my skin, my face, anything, because he said that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. That's what he said. And so I'm in a process of getting acquainted with that belief, on a deep level.
Mm-hmm.
So as I expressed to you earlier, I had to because I used to be promiscuous. Okay. I would settle for whoever would deal with me. That's how low my self esteem was. Low self worth, low self esteem, low value. I knew that I deserved more. But because of how I felt about myself and what I told myself and what I was taught about myself, I'll take whoever takes who takes me. Just let him look like something. Just let him show me he care about me just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That's it.
And if you put your hands on me, just don't break no bones.
Mm, mm, mm.
And if you're messing with that girl, let her know I'm number one. See, it was something about number one. It shouldn't have been none.
I know. The only one, not number
See,
one, the only one.
see, learn behavior because I saw other women that I look up to. They was okay with settling,
Mm-hmm.
knowing he out there screwing Donna, Dawn, and Diane. But I'm the main one.
And Donald.
Woo-wee, let's not forget about Donna.
Don't forget about Donald.
Child, I'm
It's
so
a
glad.
blessing to
I'm
see
so
you
glad.
where you are today, though, because I can't even
Honey,
imagine some of this stuff that you're sharing. But I know it's your testimony, but you definitely don't look like what you've been through.
no, that's right. Listen. A ninja better not ever think he's going to raise his hand to me. I don't even want to see your aggression. I'm not going to give you time to act out.
Mm-hmm.
See, I learned in the recovery process because I'm in recovery. I am a part of a 12-step program that has changed my life. And it has taught me what love is. We operate out of spiritual principles. Love does not physically hurt.
Mm-hmm.
See, I bought into the idea of having a man or excusing a man uh, for putting his hands on me because it mimicked my mother and father. Thank you, Spirit. It mimicked my mother and father. All they did was fight. My mother wasn't the one that got her butt beat, though. She was always the troublemaker. And I still remember the buttons being pulled off his shirt, his face being scratched up, and the tumbling, the get off of me, and the mirror being shattered. I still almost 50 years old. I could see it clear. Be careful what you do around your children when you and your significant other is not in agreement with something, because it's not just about you. Go outside, go take a walk, go do something. Talk about it later or something. But be careful. And so I bought into that if you didn't do that, you don't love me. You're a cornball. Cause you ain't chasing me around cars. You ain't responding because this guy is saying something to me. But I'm telling you, when I was in that, experiencing the domestic violence, it was very painful. I felt belittled. I felt disrespected. Okay. But it was normal.
Mm-hmm.
My initial primary relationships with my mother and my father, they set the example. So if you didn't do that, I don't you don't love me. You're not responding certain kind of way.
It's got to
When
be physical abuse to be equivalent to love in your mind.
and so now being in the recovery process
Mm-hmm.
where my spirit is being recovered, love don't hurt. I don't want an aggressive man. Listen, my quality of a man has changed. You can't have your pants sagging. You cannot be out in the street selling drugs. No, you cannot be in the bars drinking and clubbing and doing all that. That's not what I want in my life. And yeah, you need to be employable. Yes, and you need to be able to hold down employment or your own business, something.
Mm-hmm.
And you do need to have a God who you understand to be greater than you. Okay, that's loving and caring. And
Mm.
that can guide us both. And at first it was like all about sex for me. It's like the sex is good. He
You in?
responds some kind of way, child. Oh, let him. Oh, honey, don't let him get in these between these legs real good.
Oh
I'm
Lord.
I'm in love, and he hits me too. Oh my god, he
Lord have
loves
mercy.
me.
Mm.
And don't let me have sex and get the crying. Oh my god, I'm in. Oh Lord, he was sent.
Yeah, he was sent all right. Mm.
I can
Just
laugh
not
about this stuff because you know why I can laugh because I could see
how
how
far you
far
come.
and how foolish.
How foolish you were then and how far you come now.
Baby, listen, we don't act out on promiscuity. I am a one. I've always been a one man kind of woman, but because of hurt and being cheated on and lied on, it's like I shut my heart down. It's like, okay, I just want to chase this feeling, and if somebody's willing to give me this feeling, I'm okay with that. I just don't want my heart to be in it. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that that was a good idea for me uh to do. Just don't put your heart in it, but keep getting your feeling fed. But what I was doing was just constantly laying my spirit down and just compromising my spirit over and over and laying down with all these different spirits. And
Mm.
when I took that time out, I remember dealing with a guy that had made it clear that he wasn't that into me. And I would um, expose myself to him, thinking he would change his mind, thinking he would change his mind because I'm good at manipulating. Let me manipulate this thing because I want what I want. And when he has made it clear that this is not what he wanted, it wasn't that I wasn't attractive because he made it clear, yes, you're very attractive, but not this is not a good idea for us. Things will be different if we cross the line.
Mm-hmm.
But see, when you have the disease of addiction, which is a spiritual and mental and physical condition, the spiritual part is self-centered. I don't care about that. I don't hear that. Just keep making yourself available, And I remember this one time when we got off the phone, I felt so humiliated and I said, I can't do this anymore. And I heard my spirit say, it's time for you to get naked for God. Take those wigs off, lock your hair. It's time to learn how to have a deeper level of self acceptance with yourself because you don't have it, little girl. You don't have it. You are broken. You're still searching and hoping and wishing for someone to come in that dark, deep void where God is supposed to be. You're still acting out on your own will. But I was so fearful to build a relationship with God because I remember as a kid, how disciplined I had to be to walk that walk. That
Mm.
walk ain't easy. That's my mindset. I can't walk, that Christian walk. It's too challenging. Every little thing I do, I'm condemned. I'm going to hell. And so I don't serve that kind of God. I learned to recreate the God for me. And I have a loving and caring God who does not judge me. He loves and he cares for me, even in my low and weak moments. Every little thing I do, I'm not going to hell. And that's my belief, and nobody can convince me different. I don't want to serve a God that does that. I'm sorry. I don't want to serve a God every little thing I'm going to hell. No. I already lived hell. Try prostitution. Try having guns put up to your head. Try leaving your children in a house by themselves while you're copping drugs and hoping that the house don't burn down. The torment, the mental, the psychological stuff.
Mm.
Okay. Try gang rape. Try experiencing that. Having your child murdered. So I've already survived hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've already survived hell, and I can go on and on and on and on. Okay. But hell is right here for me. Hell is right here on this earth. All the stuff going on around us. I have a loving and caring God who loves me unconditionally. He meets me right where I'm at. And he works through people to reach me, through inspiration. And so here's the thing, after my daughter passes away, I start attending I go back to the 12-step meetings. And 12-step meetings, they work for me. I get it. 12-step recovery is not the only pathway to recovery, but it helped me. Okay. And so I stay in this treatment center for 6 months. I get out. I get a cell phone. I still got that same cell phone number, Sunshine, till this day. Okay. I get the cell phone and I go to a meeting and I meet my first sponsor, my sponsor that I actually utilize. And I asked her to sponsor me. She's like, yes. And she put me right to work. She had me call her for 30 days, put me right to work.
So, for
Anybody?
people who don't know exactly what a sponsor is, tell us what is a sponsor.
Okay, so a sponsor, if you're in recovery, because I'm referring to recovery at this time. Um, so if you are a person who attends 12-step meetings, in order for the program to really, really be effective, it is suggested that you get a sponsor. A sponsor is someone who guides you in your recovery. You know, this is the person who has lived experience with substance abuse as well. They have a substantial amount of the time clean. They have experience with the 12 steps.
And they
Um,
help hold you accountable.
they hold you accountable. I got such a good sponsor now. Yes, and she holds me accountable. But my first sponsor was the seed, because I came into the 12-step program very, very broken and damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, I told you I had the bad, nasty attitude, and I didn't mean no harm. I was just really, really messed up. My mental health was not good. You know, I just buried my daughter. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at myself. I'm just angry, but I want to stay clean. And I know that eventually God is going to change my heart. God is going to change my mind. God is going to just do this whole makeover. Right?
Overhaul. Mm-hmm.
hmm And all I got to do is stay in these meetings and stay clean and use my sponsor. And she was very nurturing to me. She was nurturing. She was loving. She was caring. I trusted her. I told her all my secrets, because part of the step work is that you got to get with somebody and tell your secrets. The stuff that you say that you were going to take to your grave, you got to come up off that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the stuff that's going to keep you sick. So I had to go in deep inside and tell her all this stuff, disgusting stuff, hurtful stuff that I just didn't want to talk about. And I got in detail about it and everything. And when I tell you that once I opened my mouth and I began to let the floodgates open, I
Mm-hmm.
felt so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And that was God's love for me, working through her. They said, listen, just you ain't got to tell everybody, just one person. God just wants you to just let it out with one person, because I ain't trust everybody.
Right.
People gave me a reason not to trust them. I didn't even trust my own mother and my father. You know, my mother was a crack cocaine addict and she stole from me. You know, my father would tell me he's going to do this and do that and don't show up for me. You know, I didn't trust the men. because every time you look, they was lying and cheating. The females around me was screwing my so-called man and calling me friend. So who do I trust? And at this point, I don't even trust my darn self.
Right.
So now I'm in these meetings and they're like, you got to practice selfless service. There's other men and women who has lost children here. They're staying clean. They're living productive lives. They're productive members of society. I'm hearing people share stories where they have eaten out the garbage can, where addiction had just took them to a level of degradation where they didn't have nowhere to go, living in abandoned houses with no running water, where they're defecating in the toilet, no running water. I can't imagine. Eating out of garbage cans, sleeping on park benches, not showering for freaking years. And they had become doctors. They had become lawyers. They became better mothers and better fathers. They were good sponsors, mentors, giving back to the community, going back to school, come from prostitution to a wife. Did never have a high school diploma. And now they got two master's degrees. And they didn't open up their recovery treatment center and recovery houses. And all of this was hope for me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even have a high school diploma. But I'm hanging around these winners who
Yeah.
have been through and back as well.
Now you
So
got degrees and certifications and
God's way of telling me, listen, I love you even in the darkness. I
yes.
will bring you out if you let me.
Come on.
And I start with my high school diploma. I
Mm-hmm.
remember having my little cap and gown. I said, oh, I got the He gave me an opportunity to finish high school. And then I signed up for the associate's degree program. And that sponsor, my first sponsor, she told me if I sign up for school, because I was afraid. I kept thinking about, my mental health. I can't do it. It's going to take so long. She said, if you go, I will walk with you. I will help you get through them classes. And so we signed up for the associate's program. And I graduate. And I feel like I'm sitting on top of the world. And I'm like looking back at the old Nika, like, look at you. Girl, you clean. You surviving the death of your daughter. You speaking here. You speaking there. You in college. Let me say I was getting that little college money too. So that was a little motivation why I went too, right? And then I thought I was done. And I told my sponsor, I'm done now. She said, no. I said, oh, no, I can't do no more college. See, the enemy was still feeding me,
Yeah.
right? You can't. She said, no, you're not done. And I will walk with you. You're going to go get that BA. And the BA was just so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, because my esteem and my value was like, I can't do that. Something in me cried for failure. It was like, no matter how good I did, there's no way I could do that. Not me. We graduated from
We
Rowan
graduated.
University.
You say we graduated.
We graduated from Rowan University in 2021 with a bachelor's degree in human services.
Wow.
And then I go work for a company that certified me as a peer recovery specialist. So now at this point now I can use my lived experience with mental health and substance abuse to people who are ODing, people who
What a
have
blessing.
been and I'm like, wow, and then I'm actually about to go to school for my substance abuse counseling certification. I'm just waiting for my supervisor to fill some paperwork and stuff out. I'm in the process of I'm in an application process now. And I got to tell you that little voice that cried for failure said you can't do it. Even after going through all of that, it's like, no, it's going to take too much time. You're going through too much. Like I just lost my sister June 16th. My sister died in a car accident and left 3 children behind. And then my daughter's father passes away right after my sister. And a part of me was like, girl, you just going through too much. And I remember the people in the 12-step meeting saying, listen, the disease of addiction will talk to us in our own voice and tell us what we can't do. And so I looked at those people that I looked up to early in recovery and said, they did it.
They did it.
And so I stepped out on faith. And I remember sitting in front of the application once I filled everything out. And all I had to do was press submit. And I sat there, sunshine, for about 5 minutes. And I played tennis back and forth about whether I was going to press this submit button, because something in me can be fearful of success.
I understand.
And my spirit said, girl, press that button. Press that button now. Press it. Press it. And I pressed it. Yep. I've came mighty, 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 mighty.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say how I'm also a cancer survivor as well. The same day that my mother died of lung cancer, I found out that I had kidney cancer. And let me tell you what God did. We caught the cancer in time, and I didn't need any chemo and radiation. All I was left with was a scar and a small, well, like a medium percentage of my kidney, my right kidney, was taken, you know. So like right now, I'm trying to get back to a place of trusting God.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm searching him for myself. Not what I was taught. Not I need to find him for myself.
Right.
Okay. It is it is my relationship with him that's going to take me to higher levels. Not nobody else. And so it is my responsibility for my prayer life to get better. I got to a point I didn't even want to pray. Because it's like, God, I prayed to you to protect my children, even after coming off of those runs, and you still let my kid die. What kind of God are you? All this suffering and these children being harmed by adults, being sexually assaulted, and people people praying to you in the church and celebrating you, and you allow them people to get killed in that church. I went through a time where I was like, is there really a God? I got to be honest about that. See, recovery allows me the opportunity to be honest.
Right. And
Not with
definitely,
people what I want people to hear. No, no. Because I'm
this
not
what
being
blesses
myself.
people,
Yeah.
transparency and being honest about how you
It
really
comes from
feel
the heart,
from
touches the
going
heart.
through this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did not. It was like that little girl was holding on to that God, but where are you? What kind of God are you that will just sit back and let this stuff happen? But something still amazing was happening in my life. So I said, well, girl, you might don't understand everything, but you need to keep going and just know that God got his hand on you. Okay. And so I'm still in this recovery process. I am a single woman. I'm just getting out of a relationship. Um, I'm going to take a back seat and let God drive. Okay. I understand when I am acting out on my own self will, I create my own conflict and confusion. I have a sponsor that I can reach out to who has also had lived experience with substance abuse, and she is also a life coach who was working with me. And honey, listen, she got me on all these assignments already, honey. I just got started with her, but see, it couldn't be at perfect timing. It couldn't be the perfect time is now.
Yes, ma'am.
because I need you now, God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my sister's gone. you know, I was filling the void with the relationship. Everything was just being stripped away from me. But I need to see your face. You're going to strip some stuff away from me. I need you to show up. Listen, the other day I had some financial issues. I couldn't decide whether I was going to pay the rent or pay the car note. And baby, when I say it was $758 in my account, and I didn't even know how it got there. They said the half the rent is already paid. Well, where'd that come from? Because I was about to go in panic mode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And listen, don't think that just because I'm clean and I'm doing all these amazing things that the disease of addiction, the mental part, don't show up. Because anytime my money is low, I can go back to, yeah, well, you used to do things for things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, baby, we ain't doing that. See, that's just a thought. And then just as quick as it came, as quick as it's
It's
gone.
dismissed.
Because listen, we ain't doing no things for things, no strange things for change.
Mm-mm.
This ain't that, honey. We didn't do too much work. And see, I understand that when I would do that, I was laying my spirit down. I was compromising my morals and my values. Listen, I ain't got to do that today because my esteem has been enhanced, my value, my self-worth. Huh? I ain't needy the way that I used to be.
Oh, yes.
I ain't got to be a Beyonce. I'm a Nika, is who I am. I am God's daughter on the Zoom 12-step platform. That's who I am. And,
So what
you
about
know,
your other children? Like,
so now the
what is
girls,
your
so I
relationship?
have three remaining children. I have three remaining girls. One is in Atlanta. The other one lives in Camden, New Jersey, and my baby girl, who is 18 years old, she's here with me. And I have the one grandson. He's 9.
Mm-hmm. So you have a good relationship with them?
I don't.
I
No,
all
right. Well, see, here's the thing. People will not be sad. Listen, you can be doing good or bad. Somebody gonna find a problem with something when they can't have their way. And see, listen, I got boundaries today. My no is no. I am not who I used to be. I stand for something and not fall for anything today. So I'm not their favorite person. I'm their mother, not their friend. Okay. So I'll just leave that there. But I love all three of my girls.
and what about
Well,
your
what I
sister's
can say
children?
is they're really proud of me. They're proud of their mom. They're proud that their mom is where she is today.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
And so what about your sister's children? Were they minor
So
or
my sister's children, I spend time with them. I did not have the ability to take on the children. Two of them are with their father, and one of them is with my sister's brother on her dad's side. And so I assist. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Like right now, our oldest son is here. I don't have the two smaller ones. Now, a couple weeks ago, I had the two smaller ones and I didn't have him. And then sometimes I bring all of them together because here's the thing. I have to set a time aside to practice self-care for myself. I work in the mental health field with people with different levels of illness.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very, 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 very challenging. And so when I get home from work, I don't have time. I'm not available to anybody. Also, I have autoimmune conditions. So anybody who is familiar with autoimmune conditions, it's the joint pain, it's the
It
fatigue,
wipes you out.
it's the fall, it's the brain fog, the arthritis. I have RA, and so it's hard for me. But see, listen, in active addiction, I never could hold a job. I value getting up, going to work. I value a credit score today. Back in the day, I didn't care about no credit. Credit. I don't need no freaking credit. Who needs credit? What is credit? I didn't care about no resume. Matter of fact, I thought it spelled resume. No, girl's resume. And you got one. And you got
Yes.
a good one. I got a good resume today. You go to work. Okay, if the job don't work out, you put a 2 week notice. You don't just walk off. See, I'm learning. I had to my life had to be my life, the way that I knew life to be had to be up for revision. It
Mm,
had to be revised again. I'm being rewired again. I'm learning about, you know, uh you have some credit, you know, um, make sure your bills and stuff is paid on time. Listen, you ain't gotta do strange things for change. If you take care of your stuff when you get your money, you ain't gotta worry about none of that. And guess what? What you ain't got, you just ain't got. I'm not willing to compromise myself today. You know, um,
good.
listen, let me get real transparent. I don't get the food stamps no more. Okay? I do not get the food stamps no more. Now, don't have me thinking I'm the only one that got some food stamps. Okay? I don't get them no more. I wish I did, but I don't because God has excelled my life.
I don't think nobody getting them anymore.
Excelled my life. My income has exceeded.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
The income. Listen, let me tell you when these people took these food stamps from me, how sister felt, because I had them all my life. Listen, he was just stripping all the little assistant, this financial assistance and this state assistance. Oh, honey, when they took, I remember crying, sunshine, because I had been conditioned
Mm-hmm.
to depend on this stuff. But as I'm recovering, he's stripping me and he's preparing me. I remember the sponsor at the time cracking up because my rent, I had always been on rental assistance, right? And I said, "Oh my God!" I used to pay maybe about $200, $300. Oh my God! It went to $700. Oh God! I thought the world was over. Oh, I cried. God!
Woo!
Oh my God!
Ain't
This is
growth painful?
awesome.
Them growing pains are.
Yeah,
Ooh, honey,
listen, honey. And I said, "Girl, if you don't shut it up and grow and
Mm-hmm.
stop it right now. I could pay some $1,400 rent today. Let me just say that,
Praise
okay?"
the Lord.
You know. So, it's been a journey and I'm still growing. I don't have it all together. Listen, when I run my groups, with patients and doing one-on-one sessions, I let them know, listen, I am not out the woods. I have had lived experience with mental health and substance abuse. And listen, I am not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning how to walk this walk. The only thing is I don't use substances. I haven't had a substance in 14 years. I do not smoke cigarettes. It's been 12. My quality of men has changed. I am not promiscuous. I ain't sleeping. Check this one out. I ain't sleeping with nobody husband. Huh? I ain't sleeping with nobody husband. I ain't sleeping with nobody boyfriend. Huh? I ain't spending my last dollar on a pair of shoes and a pair of sneakers and know that my electric bill need to be paid, right? I'm getting up going to work when I don't want to. Now, here's the thing. I've even learned how to reach out to my supervisor and say, hey, listen, I need a mental health day because she knows all the things that I'm going through right now. So every once in a while, I need to take a mental health day. And she's very compassionate and flexible. And I have my little PTO time and stuff to cover that, but I don't make it a habit, you know. And I'm good at what I do, I'm good at what I do. And so now, so like I said, I'm out of the relationship. I'm working on healing a day at a time. I got a good sponsor that is putting me to work. Of course, I'm clean. I'm staying clean no matter what, you know. And I'm just looking forward to God showing me who I am on these deeper levels, even if it's ugly, I want to see it. You know, um, and especially the beautiful things about me. I want to know why, I think a certain kind of way or why I've been behaving a certain kind of way. Now, here's the other thing. I've been really going through it with the sugar consumption. I have, been indulging in junk food, emotional eating, and you know, it feels good in the moment, but spiritually, it's like, that's insane, right? Right? You've had a history of pre-diabetes. Um, you have had cancer, and cancer feeds off of sugar. Um, I get joint pain, I get the brain fog. Basically, the sugar triggers the autoimmune condition. And the autoimmune condition that I had, what happens is the immune system is overreactive, and so I can't have anything like really healthy, like healthy supplements, certain fruits, certain vegetables. My diet is very, very limited, and it's very hard on me, and it has really affected me psychologically. Um, but I'm just hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. I don't have a spirit of giving up. I've lost some weight, because I can't eat a whole lot of what I used to eat. And I'm speaking healing over my life. They say we are what we tell ourselves. I
That's
was listening to a podcast, and the gentleman was saying how, when we say good things to ourselves, that the cells in our body responds.
right. That's good.
And so every once in a while say, I am healed. I am healed. Also speak to your organs. Speak to your organs. Tell your lungs that you love them. Tell your heart that you love it. Tell your inner self that you love it, and it responds
Mm-hmm.
in a good way. And so I've been practicing that, because, if I don't keep the faith that God is going to carry me through, with this issue, this condition, I will get stuck in my head and say, I'm just going to deteriorate and pass away. I will just think the worst.
Yeah. And no, we can't have that because you've already been through so much. And you've come out on the other side of, losing your daughter and having the addictions and having the health conditions and all of those things. And just to see where you are today, I promise you, you can't tell it. You would not know it. And
Yeah.
so the testimony and the story of, around this all is so encouraging, no matter where you are in life, no matter if you have, haven't even had a drug addiction, just to know how you've overcome this. I feel like we can apply this to other things and other ways in our life
Absolutely.
of whatever
Absolutely.
struggle you're going through, whatever dark place you've been in. Like, God is able to bring you out as long as you're obedient. See, you listened, even though you have been to rehab 14 times prior, you paid attention to God's voice telling you one more time, just go
In my
back
darkest
one more
time.
time.
In my darkest time.
And in your darkest time, after you have lost your daughter to a senseless act, and then just to know that this person only spent 13 years
And she's
and
out
your
of
daughter
prison.
lost her life and you only get 13 years, that's like insult on top of injury, pain on top of pain. And you have to forgive, like, and that's going to be for you and it's not for her. And I'm telling you, one way that I believe helps you with that forgiveness is just start to pray for her and
Mm-hmm.
pray for her.
You know what? Honestly, I have, because I want her off of me.
That's
I
right.
want her gone. I want her. Listen, I have not. Everybody else has seen her. I have not.
Hmm.
A young lady in the nail salon mentioned her today. I said, baby, I don't want to hear nothing about that. Because sometimes people think that they're helping me, and they'll say, oh, yeah, I saw that, whatever, whatever. And yeah, I'm like, don't tell me. I
Mm-mm.
don't need to know. She's
How
not
is that helpful?
relevant. She's not relevant in my life. She
Mm-mm.
has not come with an apology. She don't even give a darn that she took my kid's life. But here's the thing. Let me share the hope with that part. I hated her in the beginning. I am now acquiring some compassion for her. Because see, I can't go right into the forgiveness piece, right? It is a process for me. But the compassion gives me hope that eventually, I will be able to forgive. I look at how she was brought up. I look at her mental health, because obviously she has some mental health issues. It's obvious. It don't take a rocket scientist to know that. Anytime you take somebody's life and you brag about it, and there's no remorse, you know, there's something mentally going on. And I just pray, listen, my prayer has been that she gets the help that she needs, and that she does not hurt anybody else's child, because she has children of her own. And see, one thing I understand is God said vengeance is his. Listen, I remember when she got out of prison and somebody said to me, I would be waiting. I don't see how you do it. I would be waiting at the prison door. I said, listen, I'm going to sit right here on my couch, on my sofa, and I'm going to mind my business. God going to handle that. I am not the executor. I am not the judge. Because just like God loved her, God loves me, he loves her too. Because see, the Spirit told me that. Just like you deserve favor, so do she. Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
She's his child too.
That's right. That's right.
His child too, Miss Nika. And don't you forget it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm hoping that one day, if it's when it's time for us to see each other, that I have a warm and forgiving heart. I imagine myself eventually giving her a hug, because I'm growing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there right now, but I can see what God is doing in me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hate her. She can't bring my daughter back. An apology can't bring my daughter back. I would love to have an apology, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it,
Yeah.
especially when I'm being told that she bragged about it. That's what hurts the most. I could see if you just, you know, um, had a moment and you snapped out and it was like, you know what? I am so apologetic. Mm-mm. I don't know. Let me say this. I don't know what her mindset and where her spirit is today. I'm talking about 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So from what I'm hearing, she's a productive member of society today. I'm hearing that she's doing well. I'm
That's
hearing she had a new baby. I'm hearing that she has a job, and but I'm not there. I don't want to, if I never laid my eyes on her, I don't ever want to. But if I do, my prayer is, God, please let me have a loving and caring heart. Let me represent you.
yes. Yes. That's
It
right.
means that I'm not there yet. If and when he places her in front of me, I know that it's time. I
Mm-hmm.
have not seen that woman since she's been home. I really don't care to see her.
Because you
I
don't
ain't
know how you're going to respond. And when it's time, you will see her and you will respond, I believe, how you want to, with a compassionate heart toward her, and be able to give her a hug. But it's a process. And so you
It's a
just,
process. I mean, I would, it sounds good. That was a vision that I had today,
yeah.
riding on the highway. I said, what if you don't realize where you really are?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that you have the power in you to forgive that girl and give her a hug?
Mm-hmm.
So she hasn't been presented to me just yet. So I don't know what, and I don't want her. I don't want to deal with that right now. I don't care to ever see her. I don't. I think we do so much better. I
Mm-hmm.
think we do so much better just staying away from each other right now. But God has the last say so, and I'm aware of that. But I do pray that she gets the help that she needs and she don't hurt nobody else's child, because she has her own children.
That's right. That's right.
You understand? Um,
Yes, well, I definitely have enjoyed you sharing about your addiction, about your grieving process, and about your recovery. Um, I do believe that our prayers are going to be answered, that the people that needed to hear this, they are going to hear it. It's going to bless them, it's going to help them. And
Yeah.
so we're going to take us a quick commercial break. And then whenever we come back, I've been asking the same couple of questions. I had three,
Yeah.
but I can only remember two of them right now. So
Okay.
whenever we come back, what would you tell your younger self? And then also, if you wanted to tell somebody, like, if you didn't get anything else from this live tonight, take this sunshine golden nugget with you. So, what would that be? And so, we'll be right back, okay? All right. Y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We're almost done. Hang tight, my sunshine. Conversations with Celena. We'll be right back. Hey, sunshine. Yes. So don't y'all forget now to make sure that you go to Celena10.net. Also, if you know someone that you want to have the sunshine shout out, please send in your nominations. It could be an individual, it could be a business, but we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate the people that are making a difference and that deserves to be celebrated. So don't forget to send in your nominations for that. And also go to Celena10.net, get you some merchandise, see an old episode. Just go over there, get you some stuff. Go on over there and get you some stuff. It's all kinds of stuff. It's journals, water bottles, t-shirts, and there'll be some more stuff coming out for the spring. But we just want to say thank you in advance. Miss Anika, do you have a Cash App?
I do.
I want to put it up on the screen. So let me see. What is it?
$,
Hmm.
capital A, lowercase Nika, capital P, lowercase ITTS. So it's $Anika Pitts.
Got it. So if you all would like to bless Miss Anika, there is her Cash App. We just want to thank you in advance for that. So Miss Anika, what would you tell that little girl that we were talking about earlier? What would you tell her if you had a chance?
Um, so I'm glad you asked me that because that was something I had to really think about, how my attitude was as a younger person. I just needed some love and I needed nurturing and I needed some guidance. And so what I would tell my younger self is just do your best to be patient. Help is on the way and
Do your
hang in.
best to be patient, and help is on the way.
Help is on the way, little girl. Help is on the way.
Hmm.
Don't you give up. Um, yeah, yeah, help is on the way.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. And I
That's,
did that. I did not give up.
and you went through a lot. I just have to
That
like
was just a
shake my
little
head.
bit. I cut it. I listen. That was just a little bit. You can actually Google me as well, just to let anybody know. If you go to Google and type in Anika Pitts, grief and recovery, there will be a news article from the Carrier Post here in the South Jersey area about me and my recovery as a result of my daughter's transition. And I've also been podcasting myself, working with a gentleman out of a studio in Philadelphia. I've done a really, really, really good podcast on grief. So if you want to go to Spotify, I'm on iHeart, just type my name in and some stuff will come up. But right now I'm just taking a break from that particular podcast for self-care reasons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know that I found you. I saw an episode because I actually stumbled across it. It was like on my For You page, I guess. And I was like, what? So then I had to go on like a hunt to try to find more information because they don't always share a lot of information to find the person that's actually sharing the story. So here I am on Google looking for more information, and then I found you on Facebook. And your
Yeah.
Facebook name is not even Anika Pitts like this, you
It's
know,
Nika,
it's
Neeka.
right. So, I couldn't
And I
find
have a
you.
second one too, God's Daughter. I have 2 pages, so yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I had to do a little bit of digging and research, but I found you, ma'am.
Yes, I thought you was a hacker, honey. I said, "Oh, they ain't about to play with me and my story." But
Oh,
then my spirit said, "No, it's real," and I said, "God, look at you. I am on my way," you
yes,
know. And I told my daughter, I told her, and when she passed away, I said, "The world is going to hear about you and me. I promise." And that's what's been happening. So I am open, just to say, I am open to more speaking commitments. You can contact me at my email, which is MIMI V as in Victor, ESELS at yahoo.com. Again, that is me vessels, MIMIVESELS at yahoo.com. My Facebook is Nika Pitts, NEEKA PITTS. So I'm always open to share some of my experience, strength, and hope to others, to inspire other people that God is good even in the dark.
that's right. That's right. He is with us. Um, so the other question is, if you don't get anything else from this, if you had to take one thing away, I want you to leave with this sunshine golden nugget. What would it be?
So the sunshine golden nugget would be, don't ever allow your dark moments to be in vain. Appreciate the experience. Appreciate the moment, because you're going to need it down the line for what's to come next. It's just adding to your story. It's just a stop that you had to make.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I tell people in the behavioral health hospital all the time, when they complain about, they want to go home and they don't want to be here and they don't know why they're here. Don't let your stay here be in vain. I didn't allow my child's death to be in vain. Absolutely not. I'm going to take this with me and I'm going to allow God to use it for his glory, and I'm going to spread my story all over and say, hey, I came out of this. So it gives hope to other parents who have lost children. It gives hope to other struggling addicts
Mm-hmm.
who feels as though, or think as though, it can't happen for them. Oh yeah, it can. I wish I had my mug shot up here, because I would have put that up here just to show you how far I've come, and to show you my graduation picture, because I use that as a point of reference with the patient. I show them before and I show them after, and they be like, "No way, yeah, yeah." And I'm not ashamed. Guess what? I'm not ashamed. I looked a hot mess. I felt a hot mess, and guess what? Help was on the way. And in my graduation picture, I just look like a beautiful flower.
Where is it? Where can we find it?
I can send it to you right now.
I am. Let me show you. Is it on Google?
So my mugshot is on Google. If you go to Anika Pitt, grief and recovery, you got to keep scrolling down where the article is. But am I able to just send you the pictures?
Yeah, you can. It'll take me a minute to upload it. I was on Google, so I was trying to see if I
I'll
saw.
send you these pictures right now, child.
Because I see the picture with you and your daughter. Uh oh, it went out. She froze on us trying to get the picture. Okay. Well, y'all, I hope that this blessed you. She's still frozen. I could see her. Oh, she came back. Let's see.
Girl, that do not look like me, do it?
Let me see.
Ooh, Lord, somebody needed to throw the holy water on me.
Let's
I
see.
was, I was broken. I was so broken and sad, and you could see it in my eyes.
Oh,
Honey, I didn't look like that coming in there. They made me take the hair off, the everything off. Trust me, I didn't walk the streets of Camden looking like that. Please believe me. They stripped me of everything when you go up in that jail. I had never been in jail before.
mm, let's see if we can.
Oh, somebody sent me a cash app. Oh.
Really?
Somebody sent cash app. Let me see.
Look at God.
It better not be a cash app statement. Ah! Oh, my girlfriend. Oh my God. I love you, BG. I didn't know you was on here. Oh my God. Thank you so much. She saw me when I was a grasshopper. Oh God. She gets so emotional. Yeah, I'm talking about you. She gets so emotional because she, watch my transition. She just says, I'm so proud of you. We have done mission trips in Camden. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi.
She's in
Where are
Maryland.
you from? Where are you from, Elizabeth?
She's from. Look. I'm gonna try to answer for her. She's from Mississippi, but she lives in Maryland.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Look, she laughing. Yeah, I'm talking about you, girl. Yep, she saw me when I first came in here, man. And is you're the reason I get my nails done today. She treated me one day and said we were coming from a 12-step meeting. She said, "You want your nails done?" I said, "Oh yeah," and they were so pretty, and I've been getting them done ever since. See, God was putting people in my life. The women were teaching me how to wear dark underwear and stuff under my clothes, get my nails done. I always was clean and got cute and stuff like that. But there were still some things that was not ladylike, okay, that I still had to learn. And so I know to wear the right attire under my clothing now. And, I get my little toes and my little nails and my little lashes and my hair done. If I don't do anything else, I do that. Look, oh, Jesus. Come by here.
Woo! There it is.
Woo! Come by here, Jesus.
Look, Sunshine. Hey, I'm like a one woman show over here. I'm running the commercial and the pictures and the
I will not
audio.
forget that girl. That girl.
Oh,
Listen, God showed up for her.
how old are you right there?
I am that was in um I'm 48 now. That was in 2007.
And look at this girl.
Yay! There she go. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh my
There she go.
gosh. Look at
He
that.
said, woof. He just blew that life in me. Woof. Now go now, Lord, he turned me around. Now go tell my people. Go tell the people what I did.
Go tell the people what I did. Mm. Turn that off from this to this.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I feel so blessed with you asking me to come on here. Sunshine. I
I
love
feel
what you're
so blessed
doing.
that you said yes.
Oh, I am so grateful that you found me, and it's amazing how you found me because I did do an interview for Unfiltered Stories, and when you inboxed me like, "Oh, can you be on my podcast?" I was like, "I ain't got time for y'all hacking people, you know." And my spirit said, "No, she's real." Remember I said that to you?
Uh-huh.
And I said, "No, Nika, people hearing your story, and listen, go for it." You know, you told Bride that the world would hear about you. Hey, yep, I was raised in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. 14124 Spring Branch Drive, Upper Marlboro, Maryland. My godmother was a meteorologist, her and her husband. I went to Christian private schools and everything. They wanted the best for me. And because of my mother and her addiction, she got selfish and she took me back. And, she was on crack cocaine and had me care for my crack addicted baby sister who just passed away at 37 years old. I was 9 years old taking care of a crack addicted baby. And this is what I'm saying. I can go on and on and on and on and on, but I guess we don't have enough time to get into all of that. But yes, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. You
You have
know,
definitely been through a lot, but I would love for you to come back. Like if you have some other specific things that you want to talk about, but when I saw you, it was you had lost your daughter. I mean, in the most unthinkable type of way, and I didn't even know about all this other stuff. I just saw that portion of your story. And then as I continued on and then I listened to your podcast, that's how I started to learn about more of what you had experienced and what you had been through. So,
mhm.
and I was about to ask you, like, how did you go from, you know, the Christian school over to here? But you just gave us a little snippet of how that
My
happened.
mother,
Yeah.
the enemy worked on her enough. Cause
Hmm.
see, he knew the seed that was being planted with the godmother. I was living and breathing Christianity every day of my life. I had to learn Bible verses at the breakfast table. I learned how to set a table. I learned to make my bed in the morning. Okay, I asked other children to forgive me when I wronged them.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, it was structure. We had a story night, if I felt like I couldn't do it, Nika, you can do it, and you'll get a dime for every question you get right. They didn't holler and scream at me and tell me, didn't I just tell you it was this letter? Didn't I just tell you 4 + 2 is 6? Damn it. No, they didn't do that. They were loving, they were caring. And
Hmm.
all of a sudden I was snatched. I resented my mother for a long time for that because my life was downhill. But God, the seed she had planted in me did not leave me. It carried me through everything. I remember coming to her house and her put me on my knees and asking God to come into my life. Because see, my God knew that I was going to need that for what was ahead.
What was ahead? And with that being said, it just reminds me that everything that we're going through, like every day, is preparing us for for the next day. So the 24 hours that we have in this day, we really have to maximize it, because we're going to get to a point where we're really going to need it, or we're going to miss that opportunity because we didn't seize this day and do what we needed to do in this day.
And
So,
I'm glad you said that. I'm trying to learn to stay in the moment because I do have like these anxieties. I don't know if it's like from the PTSD or what, but like with the sugar thing, it's like, oh God, I hope the cancer don't come back. And I said, Nika, stop.
yeah,
Oh God,
we're just praising him to be cancer free. That's how we speak that. It's already done.
stop.
Free.
Then
Mm-hmm.
stop. My sponsor said stop. No sugar in the house. No, you're not even allowed. Listen, she's telling me with it, you ain't allowed to have sweets in your house. And guess what? I ain't had it in here in 2 days because I want to be told what to do.
Send me my sponsor.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that information because she's a life coach as well. She got me. She said, I want you to read that daily meditation every day. And I want to know what you want to send me a video message. And I want you to tell me what you got out of that daily meditation and how it resonated with you and all of that. She said, I want you to go to that first, second, and third step. Right. The first step is about powerlessness and how, I surrender to the disease of addiction and how it affects me. Right. And the second step is believing in the power greater than myself can restore me to sanity, right? And the third step is I'm making a decision to turn it over, turn my will, my life over to a loving and caring God. And here's the thing: there's principles embodied in each step. And she wants me to take all those principles out of all three of those steps and find a definition. She wants the definition. I said, yes, ma'am. Because,
Mm-hmm.
see, it's something about surrendering for me. Sometimes I can't surrender right away. Sometimes it's a process. Sometimes I got to be dragged. Sometimes I'll just surrender and throw the white towel. No, no, this is familiar. I know that's not the right thing, but there's some things that's so deep in me where I become so defiant and I operate in refusal. And baby, listen, just for the day, when we fight, I want to do God's will. So I'm gonna say this, I'm keeping my panties up, right? Because the enemy will try to get me that too. Oh, go get a feeling. Hmm. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to compromise me
Mm-hmm.
because I'm feeling. Feeling says that I'm alive. I don't have to do that. My esteem is not there today. My worth and my value is not there today. I'm learning how to just be with me. And guess what? If someone out there is meant for me, he will find me and he will love me, all of me. And I will know that he is God sent because God won't let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not met him yet.
Yeah, I had a young lady. Her name is Katie Brown, and she was just on here a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna make sure that I send that one to you if I didn't send that one. I reached.
Elizabeth is asking a question. Yes, I have for a short period of time, right after my daughter passed away. Yes, I did. And I lost contact with that Christian based uh counseling center. I can't remember what happened, but I did leave out that I am seeking a therapist. I mean, I do have a therapist that I see every Thursday. So I not only have a sponsor, I not only have a network of men and women who guide me and walk with me in my recovery, but I do have a therapist as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health is so important, everybody. Please do not brush your mental health issues under the rug. It is okay to go talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Okay, it just is. It just is. That is a tactic of the enemy, to tell yourself that, you're too ashamed and embarrassed to address your mental health issues. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you don't address them, they will address you.
Oh, they're
You
gonna.
don't deal with them, they will deal with you.
That's
Okay,
right.
so yeah, yeah, and a lot of times it's the little boy and little girl in you that has not fully developed and have not had the ability to address the brokenness, the hurt, the pain,
Mm,
the trauma, all of that. So please, listen, we little people in grown people bodies. Okay, I can be that 16-year-old girl at any given day. I can be
yes,
6-year-old at any given day.
that is the truth.
Okay. And I'm growing up. This little girl's growing up,
Hmm.
one day at a time, sometimes just a moment at a time. I got a hell of a team that helps me to grow in this recovery process. And listen, I'm not giving it up. There's no reason for me to put a controlled substance in my body. For what?
Hmm. That's
For
so
what?
awesome.
Because now I'm under the enemy's power again. No,
Again.
it's not bringing my daughter back. It's not bringing my sister back. And let me tell you, I lost my significant other right after my mother. After my mother passed away, my significant other was robbed and killed. I didn't even say that. And then my daughter's father sniffed some dope and he died. My sister passed away, and then my other daughter's father passed right after my sister. Recently.
Ooh, we need to do
And
a
I
whole grieving thing. Like, how do
what's
you
the
get
date?
through
When
this
did he
grieving
die?
process?
He died October the 4th. So he died first, and then my sister. Wait a minute. No. My sister passed June and he died. My daughter's father died in October. But I had a spiritual foundation where I'm going.
Hmm.
I just talked about it.
Yeah, Miss Stephanie said, yes, we must stay in the today so we can receive the Creator's message.
That's right, BG. That's my friend.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, this was so
Hi.
good. I
I
know.
love when people start popping on because y'all gotta let me know y'all here. Do y'all hear me? Are y'all out there?
Yes.
You
Well,
know, so
um,
I hope that I was able to help somebody, right? Hopefully I will be back. And again, I am open and willing to speak, if you need me to share on your platform if you like. Just contact me at the email mimivesels@yahoo.com.
there you go. And if you would like to bless her, there is her Cash App. Thank you so much for being transparent and just coming on our platform and sharing. Like I tried not to interrupt. I wanted you to be able to, visualize it and tell it the way that it was laid on your heart to share it tonight, because a lot of people when you're in I don't even call it an interview. I call it a conversation because I'm not fixing to come with a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah,
You have a testimony to share. We've already prayed and asked God to utilize us, as willing vessels, more of Him, less of us, just
that's
move us
right.
on out the way. And with that, here you go. Like, here is the platform. Please feel free to share however God leads you to. And so I really do thank you so
Yeah,
very much
thank you.
for taking
Thank
your
you for
time.
having me.
Listen, I know this is part of your mental health day. And so I'm not trying to invade in on that space, but I'm so glad that you said yes and we were able to make this happen. And if you would like to come back, I'm definitely open to you
Okay.
at
Yeah,
another time.
just
And
let me know.
yes,
That
ma'am.
I'll even come once a month. If you will have me, that will be my selfless service to come back once a month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yes.
thanks for your testimony. God bless you and you be blessed. Thank you, Big Red Plumber.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for joining tonight. Please, please, please love on your loved ones. Take care of your mental health. Those are my sunshine golden nuggets for tonight. And just know that whatever you're going through today, don't take it for granted. It is the building blocks for tomorrow. All
That's
right.
right.
So
Yeah.
share a smile and spread some sunshine. Until next time, keep it smiling, sunshine. Mwah. I love you
Hello.
so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a great night.